behavior happening right on the dance floor. Today we get into a subject that I think the urban soul line dance community needs to talk about. That's educational programs, certifications, certificates, and CEUs. But first, I would like to welcome our co-host, Yolanda Sample. Hey, Yolanda.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on?
Hey, Dr. Paul. Well, there's a lot going on. So before we get into this heavy topic, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening on the dance floor.
Okay.
Number one, instructor certification is becoming more competitive. The podcast community is beginning to address deeper issues involving dancers, instructors, promoters, DJs, competition, recognition, and leadership. Choreographers' recognition remains a major discussion, as we all know. Convergence is becoming a trend. Hustling, stepping, soul line dance. Of course, we've got the Southern Soul Trail Riders, the Western line dancers, and fitness-based dances like Zumba are increasingly overlapping at events.
Wow.
While still retaining important regional and cultural differences. Promoters are marketing all categories together. Just lumping everything together.
Wow.
Trail Ride and Southern Soul continue expanding nationally.
Okay.
But before we get into the topic, I would like to give a hats off and a shout out to Carlos Vieira. Some of you know Carlos. Carlos gave away 100 bikes 2 weeks ago to grade school students in Richmond, Virginia, and school supplies.
That's awesome.
So soul line dancing is moving into the community and giving back.
That's
and
awesome.
lastly, I would also like to shout out our very own local DJ, Chris Blues, for turning 50.
Oh, happy birthday.
Chris had a 4-day celebration.
Wow.
I was able to take part in 1 day of his celebration.
How was
and it was spectacular. He brought together people from all over the country.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Okay.
We did a variety of dances, and guess what? We did a lot of local dances.
That's
So
awesome.
I was happy about it.
Sounds like a good
Yes.
time. Sounds like a
was a
real
great time.
good time. Well, let's get back to the word of the day, certification. Now, do you actually have to be certified to teach, Yolanda? Who decided that and when?
Right.
And who certifies the people doing the certifying? And here's another important question. When somebody say their program is accredited by whom? The terms certified, accredited, licensed, qualified, and trained do not all mean the same thing. So Yolanda, I gotta go back. I gotta go back up to who decided that and when? I'm
Right.
laughing because I'm the
Yeah.
culprit. Real short story. Y'all saying, Dr. Paula, you? Yeah, me. Back in 2001, 2, I was heavy teaching. So I was sought after by a lot of people, a lot of companies. And I was working for the Navy. And my coworkers and friends wanted me to teach soul line dancing at the gym on the base. So I said, cool, I'll do it. But the contractor that ran that gym told me I had to be certified. I said, certified to teach dance? But in order for me to teach in that gym, I had to be certified. So I certified with the contractor's company. And a girlfriend of mine wanted to get certified with a more reputable agency. So I took the test with her, and I got certified with AFA. And that's when someone from the organization wanted me to write a book. You should write a book on soul line dancing, because there was nothing out there like that. And I'm innovative, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a businesswoman. And so, since I already had my company, Philadelphia R&B Soul Line Dancing, that was an S corporation, and I trademarked the name. I was playing business. That's okay. So I wrote a book. And this is the book. Right here. Soul Line Dance Aerobics Certification Training Manual. Wrote that book back. I was finished with it in 2008. But I still didn't put it out there. I didn't put it out there. And I didn't really put it out there till about maybe 2012 or 13. Teresa, the owner and organization of Happy Feet, had a picnic, and she would give out awards and stuff. And I decided to take it to her, what she was giving. And I just took like 3 boxes of books. And I said, Teresa, give these out to your guests. And that's what I did. That's what I did. That's how that got going. And so the sad part about it, this is a long story, I know, but the sad part about it is that someone else from another state wanted to do the same thing. They heard about me first, I guess. And one of them actually called me to ask me if they could use something that I've written. And I said, sure. You know, as long as you cite my book. And they told me there was no book. So I said, well, you cannot use what's on my website. And that's kind of where we are now with different certifications and stuff. And we should be working together as a people to make what we want to do great. But for some reason, we don't do that. So, Yolanda, that was a long story.
Well, it was a good story. It was a good story. And I hope in listening to that story, the listeners get some clarity on where that can of worms was originally opened.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that person from out of town was there to get the free copy of the book.
I'm sure. Because from what I can tell, the book is out there drifting, and people are using the information from the book. But, you know, the book is copyright. I have a Library of Congress number, but, you know, it is what it is.
Well, to stay on the top subject of certifications, the urban soul line dance community has already has tenured master experienced instructors who've been teaching for decades. Present company included. Some line dance instructors have college degrees in dance, fitness certifications, exercise science, education, psychology. And other related disciplines. Others learn through years of community experience.
That's right.
Mentorship, practice, choreography, and teaching. So today is not about attacking a certification. No. It's not what it's about at all. And it isn't about telling people not to become certified.
Right. No, we're not doing that. And I also have a number for you to call if you want to chime in to it. I'm trying to get my Facebook page up. And we can talk about this. You know, the conversation is about something that has been on all our minds, whether directly or indirectly. The question is, what exactly is being offered when a soul line dance certification or program is purchased? That's important. Some of the costs is between 500 to 100, Yolanda. That is steep. That's steep.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Well, through this topic, we are going to examine 5 points. Number 1, is certification legally required to teach urban soul line dancing? Number 2, are there accredited urban soul line dance certifications organizations in the United States? Number 3, what's the difference between certification and accreditation? 4, if certification isn't universally required, why should someone pay for a course? And lastly, number 5, what should a legitimate soul line dance instructor training program actually offer?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
We'll break it down.
That is a lot. So, point 1, is certification required to teach soul line dancing? As a general national rule, I could not identify a federal law establishing a specific license or certification that a person must obtain simply to call themselves an urban soul line dancer. Soul line dancing does not operate like psychology, medicine, nursing, physical therapy, personal trainers, masseuse, fitness instructors, or other regulated professions, where the state establishes licensure requirements and defines who may legally practice within a particular scope. That's important.
Well, that is very important. And that means we need to be careful with the statement, you should be certified to teach. The better question is, by who?
Yeah.
Like, by who? You know, the YMCA might have requirements. Senior centers might have requirements. Physical fitness facilities might have requirements. Recreation department definitely has some requirements. Insurance companies might establish conditions. Dance organizations might require instructors to complete its training, like Zumba, for instance. And if you're teaching an exercise or fitness program rather than a recreational dance class, there may be additional professional expectations. So there's an enormous difference between the law requires this certification, and this organization requires credentials before it will hire you. It's a big difference.
No, wait, Yolanda. I'm sorry. I'm always messing up over here because I need to be an octopus with a lot of arms, but I had to turn my phone on so I can look at the chat. And I see a chat from Gwendolyn. She says, yes, I would like to know that answer. What answer was it, Gwen? Because we already went through it. And really quick, I just want to speak on Zumba. Zumba's a good example. You know, the owner of the concept Zumba came from Puerto Rico, and he came over to the States, and they were teaching this thing called Zumba. And you could only teach Zumba if you learn it from that organization, which was Zumba. You could not teach it, because if so, he will come after you. So everybody had to learn under Zumba. Now, Zumba wanted to certify. They wanted to really make it legit. So what Zumba did, they partner with this organization, Aerobics and Fitness Association of America, and some of the other companies like ACE and Triple AI and ISM and all of them. So they can now be certified. So now that's why Zoomer is a certification. Zoomer couldn't just do it on his own. Zoomer had to connect with a company that was accredited. Go on, Yolanda, I'm sorry.
No, that's a good point that you bring up, and I think that may be. I went into the chat too. I think that might be what Gwen was talking about.
Yeah, yeah, I see you answered. I'm really new to this, and it's so exciting. So,
Right.
you done, Yolanda? You want more to say?
I,
You are done?
yes, I'm done.
Okay, so not having a specific soul line dance certification doesn't automatically mean someone is unqualified. I may say that again. If you don't have a certification, it does not make you unqualified. And having a certification does not automatically mean someone is a better instructor. A certificate is
Bingo.
evidence that you completed whatever requirements that organization established. The professional question is, what competencies did those requirements measure? After taking a particular course, do you feel better teaching? Breaking down dance steps? Can you recognize when somebody is struggling? Do you understand pacing? Can you teach beginners, seniors? Can you modify movements? Can you work appropriately with older adults? And do you understand professional boundaries? Boundaries is hard. And do you know what to do when someone gets injured? Do you understand the scope of practice? And do you know when something is outside your expertise? These questions tell us much more about professional competencies than the word certified by itself.
That was a lot to point number
It
one.
is so much. I mean, this is so much, y'all.
It is. It is. And in every point, all 5 points have a lot of detailed information. So moving on to point 2, are there accredited urban soul line dance certification organizations? I believe you have a few pictures, Dr. Paula, to
I do.
so some of the programs
Wake me up.
that are
Wake
being
me up.
offered as certification programs of some form of dance education. And you all see it on the screen. You know, we've got Auntie's Line Dance Instructor Starter Kit. We've got the Instructor Academy Line Dance Certification, Cohort 4,
Yeah,
might I add.
yeah.
Talks about the Mind, Body, and Soul Dancers Instructors Academy. We also have International Consortium. That sounds major. Of line dance instructors. That's an organization that's structured as a committee-backed national body. Then you've got the 615 line dancers, which is a 12-week instructor leadership training program, unaccredited platform. And that's administered by the Executive Council. I'm not sure who the Executive Council is, but that's who administers it. Then we also have the accredited aerobic line dance course.
This is
offered
fit by
grown
Frida.
folks group.
Let me just explain a little bit about this particular one. Is that the only one that is accredited?
Okay,
The person is
I
fit by
see that.
Frida. I did a lot of research, and Frida is 100% qualified. But just because that you're qualified, again, your certification, if you want it to mean something throughout the nation, must be accredited by a company. So with Fit for Frida, she has a certification with AFA. How many of them? I don't know. She may have more than one certification with AFA. But she advertised this class as Soul Line Dancing Certification. Now, I have taken some of these companies' courses just to see what they offer and all. And I think you have to do a whole lot more than what they're offering you to do in the one day. So Fit by Frida courses to me are just continuing education units. I'm not sure if it's a fully soul line dance certification. So I'm unsure about that 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And then there's the
And then we also have
go on.
the how do you say that?
This is the for it's called LVI. LVI. Don't that sound Hispanic to you?
It does.
LVI.
It says it's a Brazilian.
There you go.
A Brazilian ed tech company based in Sao Paulo. I guess you would say Paulo.
Polo is how they say it. Girl, let me tell you.
Okay.
I stumbled across that
learning platform.
I'm thinking, wait the heck a minute. Who is trying to teach soul line dancing? I'm not saying you have to be African American to teach soul line dancing, but soul line dancing is a culture, okay? So I'm thinking Brazilians are teaching soul line dancing. But wait. This is a company. It's all about the bottom line. It's all about money. This company internationally teach a lot of things. And somehow they saw soul line dancing as valuable. That's important.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It's like seeing soul food as important, but having Emerald Lagasse cooking soul food, just because you can cook doesn't necessarily mean you should be cooking soul food.
And you're not called a chef.
Right.
It's a difference. It's called education.
Right.
Education. And then I think you mentioned mind, body, and soul dancers. They also have a thing going too. But if you notice, everything on here, everybody is unaccredited. And I tell you why.
Right.
It costs money. It is a lot of paperwork, and so that's why these companies aren't affiliated with an accredited company where they can really say that their certification is recognized nationally or internationally. So that's what I'm trying to help everyone to understand. When you finish these courses and you get these papers, you're falsely mistaking that when you go to the YMCA, or if you go to a hospital, or if you go to a school, if you go wherever, they want to say, "Are you certified?" You can say, "Yeah." With who? They're not going to recognize that. I'm just saying.
Right.
Just trying to help you to understand. So certification and accreditation are not similar. The U.S. Department of Education explains accreditation as a qualified assurance process conducted by independent accrediting organizations. The department recognizes accrediting agencies that meet federal recognition requirements. It does not itself directly accredit individuals, schools, or programs. The Council for Higher Education, CEUs, explains that recognized accreditation applies to colleges, universities, institutions, and academic programs reviewed by recognized accrediting organizations. So there's so many steps to it, a lot of steps to it. A lot of steps.
Now there is actually a federally recognized accrediting organization specifically related to dance. That is the National Association of Schools of Dance Commission on Accreditation, or NASD. The U.S. Department of Education lists NASD's recognized scope as accreditation of freestanding institutions offering dance and dance related programs, including degree and non degree programs. But that's different from saying NASD accredits soul line dance instructors. There's no evidence found supporting that statement.
Wow. Well, I know this is a lot for y'all. I know this a lot. We're hitting on 30 minutes. Hopefully we'll get through this. If not, there'll be a part 2 to this information if you're interested. I also found no U.S. Department of Education or Council for Higher Education recognizing accreditation, especially dedicated to private urban soul line dance instructor certification programs. Private organization can absolutely develop a training program. I'm not saying that. It can establish standards and required examinations and issue certificates and continue education units. It can develop a code of ethics. All of that may have professional value, but those facts alone do not make the organization a federally recognized accrediting body. Anybody can put together code of ethics and issues and all sorts of stuff. But is your company accredited to certify?
Well, that's the point number 3.
Yeah.
Certification, certificate, accreditation, and licensure are all different. Here's where I need everybody to pay attention. 4 different words, 4 different meanings. Certificate, certification, accreditation, license. They may sound similar, but each one represents different concepts. Certificate of completion, that generally tells us I completed this educational experience, point blank. Certification generally tells us a certifying organization determined that the established competency requirements were met. Accreditation asks another question. Who independently evaluated the institution, program, or certification system itself? And then lastly, licensure is governmental authorization to practice a regulated occupation or profession.
Okay, I have a little another story. This one is not as long. Everyone don't know this, but I'm a licensed cosmetologist. So I have a license to practice doing hair. I don't do it. I only went to school because my girlfriend wanted me to go with her. I do that a lot. That's why I'm doing all these different things, because I'm asked, go to school with me, Paula. You know, so when I took the state board, because with a license, there is a government test you got to take to pass. And so when I passed it, I was on top of my class, and I won a scholarship to become a student teacher. Now, that's where my teaching actually started. I started as a teenager, but then that's where I really love my. I love teaching and stuff. So there's a difference. Just like with your driver's license, you can't just get on the street and drive. You've got to take a government test to prove that you can drive. A written test and a practical test. Actually driving that car and backing it up. That's what you got to do. So that's how you get your license and everything. So that's why asking, are you certified, doesn't give enough information. We need to ask, certified by whom? Certified in what? And what competencies were assessed? Was there an examination? Was there a practical teaching evaluation? Does the certification expire? Is continued education required? Is CPRAD required? Is there a professional code of ethics? Does an independent accrediting organization oversees the credential? It's a lot. Because I'm going to tell you,
Yes.
when I became certified with AFA and the other two places that I have been certified with, there was a book, a thick book, thicker than the book that I have, that I had to study, anatomy, physiology, all that. I had to study all that, and then take a test, pass the test, then take a practical, which means I had to demonstrate if I could teach. So it's a lot to it.
Well, now we're going to compare the fitness industry. The American Council on Exercise, ACE, states that the National Commission for Certifying Agencies, NCCA, has accredited its 4 core professional certifications since 2003. NCCA evaluates the systems and processes certification organizations use, including governance, examination development, fairness, scope of practice, and whether the certification appropriately distinguishes qualified from unqualified candidates.
Yeah, see, so now we're getting deep, and we're getting into the ethics of testing and giving these tests. So, can you see the difference? ACE awards certification. NCCA accreditates the certification program. So, those are 2 different roles. This gives the soul line dance community something important to consider as we continue to professionalize our field. If we want to professionalize our field, we got to come together as a people. I got to say it. I said it on a podcast previously. We got to form a governing board if you want to professionalize soul line dancing and not it being seen as a folklore dance, which it is not. We don't want the world to see us as a folklore dance. We're more than that. You know, that's if you're serious. But it seems to me that some of us are serious because there are people out there writing ebooks, trying to certify, doing their thing. You know, why can't we all come together and make one big organization, put our money together, and get that accreditation? So now, when you get a certification, it's recognized nationally. So just something to think about. We all necessarily don't have to be chiefs. We don't have to be the first. We don't have to be important.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't mean to preach, but this is so near and dear to me. Point 4. Why should I pay for certification when it's not necessary? I know that's what everybody's saying now. Somebody listening is probably thinking, wait a minute, Dr. Paula. I don't necessarily have to have a soul line dance certification. Why am I paying somebody hundreds of dollars to get one? Good question. I don't think the answer should be simply because you need to be certified. No. If I'm paying for professional education, I need to understand the value proportions. You're not supposed to be paying just for a piece of paper, my God, or a membership. You're paying for education, competencies, development, assessment, professional structure, and possibly access to a professional community or methodology. Man, it's a lot.
True. And if you are interested in courses, a good instructor training course should help you become a better instructor.
Yes.
Maybe you've been dancing for 15 years. That doesn't necessarily mean you know
That's
how to
right. That's
teach.
right.
Those are different skill sets.
Yeah.
Knowing how to dance yourself is one competency, but being able to break down a dance or a movement so that a 72-year-old senior who is a beginner can understand it is a totally different competency. Knowing 500 dances does not automatically make you a
It
teacher.
does not.
The things that help you, it doesn't teach you instructional sequencing, cueing, musicality, class management,
Mm-hmm.
injury prevention, which you touched
It's
on,
a lot.
adapting movements, professional ethics, emergency procedures. What happens if someone falls? Working with different teaching styles, business practices, copyright considerations, or
Wow.
scope of practice.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's a lot,
It
but
is a
hey,
lot. And the question is not, can I get certified? The question is, or should be, what will I know and be able to do after completing this program that I couldn't do before? And if an organization cannot clearly answer that question, think carefully before you spend your money.
right, absolutely.
Yeah,
And that brings us to point number 5.
yeah.
What should a strong soul line dance certification program include?
Mm,
Well, if we're serious about professionalizing R&B urban soul line dancing, I believe our standards should continue evolving. A robust instructor development curriculum should address at least several domains.
mm,
First, dance competency, the rhythm, the timing, musicality, terminology, movement patterns, dance structure, and choreography, and understanding the cultural foundations of soul line dancing.
wow. The second one, teaching. How do people learn movement? I remember when I first started teaching back in 1998. Oh, God, that was so long ago. Oh, I knew all the
In the
dances. I
19th,
was a good dancer. But I had to say, Paula, how you going to tell them how to make that movement? I mean, I had to sit in my kitchen and say, okay, I'm going to turn this way. What is my body doing when I make that turn? To actually articulate that, you got to really think about it. And how do you teach somebody who processes information slowly? How you teach visual learners? How do you cue? When should you demonstrate? When should you stop demonstrating? Because there is a time that you should stop demonstrating. And how do you correct somebody without embarrassing them?
that's real important.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being bilingual almost. You speak the language, but now you have to now teach someone who doesn't speak the language, the language.
Yeah,
And it's more to it than just
it
dancing.
surely
You have to be able
is.
to translate it so that person understands. Well, third is health and safety.
Uh,
Basic anatomy, which you mentioned
uh-huh.
earlier, injury prevention, warm-ups, super important. Cool downs, also important to bring your heart rate back
Mm-hmm.
down. Hydration, fall risks, movement modification, CPR and AED,
Mm-hmm. And you know what?
emergency
You
response.
know what? I got to ask another one. Do you know what the acronym RICE mean? Rice? Not
RICE.
particularly you, Yolanda, but the listening audience. Do you know what that
Mm,
rice mean? Unless you studied it. R means rest. I means ice. C means
mhm,
compression. And E means elevate. Rice. You should know that. Especially if
mhm.
someone falls in your class. First thing you should do, get them off their feet, get some ice, compress and elevate. But I'm not here to teach. Well, I am, but I'm just giving you some information.
Right. Yeah, and that's all knowledge that you have to know when a person needs to be referred
Yeah,
to an appropriate healthcare professional.
yeah, yeah. I can tell you another one, really short. I was teaching. A pregnant woman came in my class. She looked like she was about 7 to 8 months. I walked up to her and said, "What are you doing in this class? Have you been exercising while you were during your time pregnant?" She said, "Yeah." I had to tell her, listen to your body. Listen to that baby. Your body cannot overheat. So pay attention. How many of y'all would do that? Would think to do that? You wouldn't. Unless you were trained to do that. So just putting it out there. So the fourth one, psychology and interpersonal dynamics. People don't leave their emotions at the door when they enter your class. I'm sorry to tell you. People bring grief, anxiety, stress, trauma, competition, body image concerns, fear of embarrassment, loneliness, and sometimes cognitive and physical limitations. An instructor doesn't need to become a psychologist. I'm not saying that. But instructors should understand how to create psychological, safer learning environments while remaining within their professional scope.
True.
You still want to become a soul line dance instructor?
Right. It's more to it than meets the eye. So, fifth and final is ethics and professionalism. This means boundaries, appropriate conduct, financial transparency, choreographer recognition, knowing the history of the dances and who made them up, music and intellectual property considerations, business practices, professional communication, and understanding the limits of one's qualifications. Those competencies give certification substance. Otherwise, we risk creating a culture where people are collecting certificates instead of developing expertise.
And that's what I'm fearing. I am fearing that. That's why I'm doing this tonight. Because, I'm an educator, I'm a scholar, and I'm an author. And that's what's is scaring me, because it makes me feel that it's just a money-making market. And people just saying, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to do this, just to make money. And it's people, this is serious. It's more than about making money. You're talking about working with people, and you got to have some type of compassion. So now, some of y'all might be writing down these competencies for your book or certification program. But you must first understand them to know them. Asking AI to write your book is not enough. Remember, AI is a tool. It is not the teacher. So y'all can write them down all you want. But do you know what they mean? Do you know how to teach them?
Right.
It takes education.
You have to be educated before you can educate.
Yes.
It's not just train a trainer. You've got to have that knowledge before you can disseminate.
That's
that
right.
knowledge.
That's right. Yeah.
So where does this leave us? Number one, we found no general federal requirement establishing a specific soul line dancer instructor certification that everyone must possess before taking soul line dancing. There is none. Number two, private organizations do offer soul and urban line dance instructor certification and training. Number three, certification should not automatically be described as accredited unless we can identify the independent accrediting body and verify exactly what the accreditor recognizes. Number 4, paying for professional training can absolutely be worthwhile, even when certification isn't legally required, if the program develops meaningful competencies. And last but not least, number 5, the future of soul line certification should not simply be about issuing more certificates or memberships. It should be about developing standards of teaching, standards of safety, standards of ethics, standards of cultural knowledge, standards of professionalism, more independent quality assurance of certification programs themselves.
Wow, that is so true. I mean, I was too done when I saw Brazil teaching soul line dancing. I was like, what the heck? do we want certifications to mean I pay for a course and I'm a member? Or do we want certification to mean I demonstrated that I am a competent teacher, and maybe that is the conversation our community needs to have next. We really need to talk about this.
Yeah, and hopefully this will spark additional conversations and about this. Like you said, it's not everybody doesn't have to wear the big feather.
Right. That's right.
You need to have some enemies, and that's okay.
Yes.
Too many hands in the pot. Give me the head chef.
I swear. Every time I think about the group in another state that actually had a meeting about doing this, and they knew that I was thinking about it too, and didn't invite me to the meeting. It's like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Why? Well, I can tell you why. I'm a psychologist, but everyone wants to be first. Everyone wants to feel important and everything. But let me tell you, when Booker T. Washington opened up Tuskegee University, which was my first university, it wasn't about him, I'm going to be the first Black college. I'm going to be the head. I'm important. I feel so good about myself. Y'all got to answer to me. No. His main intention was to educate our people. That's what he wanted to do.
Right.
Educate our people. And he came together with other people, So we got to come together, people. We got to come together. Make this a really nice big thing. So the mainstream or Main Street, whatever they call it, could take us serious.
Right.
Because Country and Western got it together. Country and Western got it together. They ain't going through this. Only us.
And have had it together for many years.
Yeah. Only we go through this.
Right. And it's not too late for us to try to get it together, but folks have to be willing to do it. So we want to hear from you. Our audience is out there. I've been kind of looking on Facebook, on YouTube, and people are watching and people are commenting.
Okay.
So now it's your turn. We want to hear from you. Share this episode with your friends, and if you are a teacher, share it with your students. Drop a comment and tell us what you think about this episode. Mm-hmm. This is our opinion. Now we want to hear yours. Let us know if you are a certified soul line dance instructor. What did your certification actually teach you? And did it make you a better instructor? If you've been teaching successfully for years without a soul line dance certification, what training and experiences prepared you? I could say that for myself. What training and experiences prepared me? Me learning from others helped me to be the teacher that I am for the past 26 years. Mm-hmm. So you have to do some self-reflection.
Yes, you do. And And if you're new to urban soul line dancing and considering paying for certification, don't just ask how much does it cost. Ask what professional
Right.
competencies will I have when I am finished. Because ultimately, the goal isn't certificate hanging on the wall. The goal is what's happening when you step onto that dance floor and somebody trusts you to teach them. And the phone number is up there, 302-867-0277. That's for psychology on the dance floor. You can leave a message to that number, ask questions or whatever. I'll be very glad to get back with you and to help you. I can't believe,
That's
Yolanda,
right. And
we are coming to an end. Oh my
al-
God.
almost a whole hour.
Almost an
Can you
hour.
believe it? But it was
I'm
a
not
great
using no
topic.
hour.
And,
That's a lot of talking,
right.
Yolanda.
But look how fast it went. A lot of talking, but it was also a lot of good information disseminated.
It was. It was.
Um,
It really
so now
was.
we ask you, the listeners, the viewers, to please follow, subscribe, like, and share Psychology on the Dance Floor on many social media platforms. We share it on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss the live episodes every other Monday at 6:30 p.m.
I really enjoyed this conversation. I am a teacher at heart. I love to educate. I just love doing it. And this was a lot of information. But guess what? You can look at it many times you want and understand it. So with that, I have got to say, until we meet again, remember, choreograph on purpose, teach on purpose, dance on purpose, and DJ on purpose, and live on purpose. But most importantly, have fun. I'll meet you back here on Psychology or the Dance Floor.